Yo, let's give it up to UCLA in winning the national championship and beating down the South Carolina Gamecocks 79-51. This was a team effort, no doubt. Man, this is the second time Dunn has brought her team all the way through the fire to get to the big dance, to come home with the hardware, to go home not just with an L, but man, a blowout, man. This is not what I expected. Honestly, I don't think anybody expected this, and I don't even believe that UCLA thought that it was going to be this easy. I don't know, what could be going on in the heads of South Carolina right now, man, other than they had a terrific season. But, when you are a Gamecock, if you don't come home with the hardware, it don't matter how terrific your season was, it was unsuccessful. But enough cannot be said about UCLA. Let's talk about how UCLA actually went up under the radar, at least in my market. Or maybe it's because of how my algorithm is set up, but I didn't hear a whole lot about UCLA. Of course, yeah, I heard talks about Laura Betts, but UCLA being this good and media coverage all over UCLA. I didn't get that. What was crowding the news in my market, or at least in my algorithm, I do need to put that out there, were your LSUs and your South Carolinas and your Yukons and your Texas, right? I was under the impression that SEC basketball and women's basketball was top tier, man. UCLA went right up under my radar. I believe that UCLA should have had the same shine or even more shine than LSU, because LSU was a disappointment. I seen this with LSU. I saw this early on with LSU. I never believed in LSU, and I believe that LSU was an overrated team. With that being said, UCLA, in my opinion, was underrated. They was an unsung. They led this game from tip off to the last zero on the clock. South Carolina only outscored UCLA in one quarter, and that was by 1 point, and that was in the fourth quarter. They outscored UCLA 19-18, but by that time, UCLA had put in too much work. Let it be understood that this was just a better team. This had nothing to do with Dunn not having these girls prepared for them. This had nothing to do with South Carolina laying it down. UCLA Bruins was a better team, man, in every position. South Carolina had no answer for nobody in no position, man. And Laura Betts, in my opinion, is damn near like a cheat code. She is everything that you want in a big. Because a lot of times, and especially in girls college basketball, you will have a girl that have the size, but she don't have the skill set to go with the size. Laura Betts has the size and she have the skill set to play in the paint. And if you force her out of the paint, she can kill you from that 3 point line as well, man. This is a very, very special individual. But Dunn has got to be feeling some kind of way, man, to come up short 2 years in a row. But not only come up short, man, you got blown out twice in this same game by two different teams. Could it be that she exerted everything in beating UConn the other night? Could that be what it is, that she had no more gas to actually prepare for this game? Could that be it? Or could it be this? Although UCLA was a better team, I do believe that South Carolina could have had a better performance than what they had. Let's go back to Gino's behavior after his loss. And I'm not making any excuses, and neither am I letting Gino off the hook here. But I have to ask this question because a guy who has been around the game as long as he has know that winning is more than 50% of your mentality. So instead of him congratulating Dunn and shaking her hand and telling her how well she coached the game and how well she had her girls prepared for his team, you know what? I'm going to act an ass, even if that means sacrificing my character for a moment to throw her all the way off to the point to where she can't prepare her team properly, because the only thing that she is going to remember is me coming at her for some stupid reason that you didn't meet me at half court before the game. And you're going to constantly see the media talking about my behavior instead of them talking about the performance that your team had against my team. And with that, that probably done off enough to where she could not have her girls prepared enough to even compete in this game. UCLA is a damn good team, but are they that much better? Are they that much better than South Carolina, man? Well, tonight they was, no doubt about it, man. But could some of that had been from Gino and his antics that he pulled after his loss, man? And if that is the case, again, I'm not letting Gino off the hook. I believe that what he did was childish. I believe that what he did was very unprofessional. But at the same time, if that was his mindset, genius, man. Let's talk about that defensive performance by UCLA, man. They dominated South Carolina. 79-51 was the final score. And this defense actually held South Carolina's offense to 29.5% shooting from the floor, man. Look at these numbers: 18 of 62, and they forced 14 turnovers, man. This was a team that had absolutely no answer whatsoever for what was coming at them, man. If UCLA was really under the radar and they were not being talked about, that could also be a factor. Maybe Dunn didn't know how to prepare for them. Maybe she didn't have enough scouting report on UCLA, man, to the point to where she could have her matchups the way that she wanted them to be. Laura Betts, man, was a complete monster in this game, man. Laura Betts' numbers in this game: 14 points, 11 boards, 2 blocks. This was her fourth double double in the tournament, man. And say, what can you say? I mean, like I say, she is like a whole cheat code, man. All five of UCLA starters was in double digits. They had double digit points, man. Gabriel Jacquez, 21 points, 10 boards, 5 assists. This was a team effort. This was a team beatdown, man. Kiki Rice and Charlize Ledger Walker, 10 points each. You know, you see what I'm saying, man? I mean, they came together, man. They were not going to be denied, man. The paint dominance by UCLA was significant, man. They outscored the Gamecocks in the paint and led rebounding battle 29-17 by halftime, man. So yeah, man. Very unfortunate for the Gamecock Nations. I am vested in South Carolina, but not the same as those who is from that area, man, and those who have been down with South Carolina from day one. I am what you would call a bandwagon, right? I jumped on when they began to take off, more so because I am a Staley fan, right? And I am happy for her. So, these losses are not affecting me the same way it's affecting the students and those who is from that area. But it is bothering me because, like I say, I could take the loss, but getting blowed out twice by two different teams It's crazy work, man. But again, we have got to take our hats off to UCLA, man. They had a remarkable run. They did what they did today, man, was insane. I didn't expect it. Like I said, I don't think that anybody else expected it, but hey, it is what it is. So my girl Juju will be back next year. So we're going to be expecting big things from USC. And I don't know, man. Is this going to cost Dunn? You know how these players nowadays like to hit the portal. Is this going to cost Dunn some key players, man? Or is she going to be able to develop Makira and Maddie, because it's time for them to step up because Raven is about to leave, right? And hey, you know, it's going to be a lot of question marks with South Carolina coming into next season. This has been one hell of a women's college basketball season. Congratulations, UCLA, for pulling this thing out, man.